I think the most important part for me, 2 pieces, hold your neck,
Yep.
is the placement on the box. I'm just going to get you to go too far forward so that they can see
How the arms
how
pull
the
on
arms are just way too far, right? So if she pushes, do you see how the arms are behind her? They're no longer in her periphery, so now it's fighting to almost bring her into an extension, and she's got to fight, which, and that's okay if you have to open it a little bit, but then you have a lot more to open it.
Yeah.
Right? Or the opposite V, where you're too far back. Right? So if you get too far back, then what happens is it takes you a really long time to catch the spring.
And you're in it.
And then you're kind of in it. And it's the same idea, right?
Yep.
You're still working too hard in your neck to do the work.
Exactly.
Another piece to just pay attention to is you're trying to maintain the uniform bend in the spine.
Fine, yeah.
What happens a lot, and I get it because sometimes it could be too much spring, but because the springs are loaded in the upper body, you're fighting really hard for the upper ab flexion. And because this is where the challenge is, we try to create our uniform bend by bringing our hips too high.
Close, right.
And it's the same thing, I don't know what exercise we were doing, but where I said if you pick your hips up too much, I think it was scissors actually in the stomach
Could have
series
been.
on the mat, your hips come up and then the weight of them drops you, and then you're never ever practicing upper ab flexion and the flexion of the thoracic even, right? Like it's just, so be just as interested about flexing into the handles, bending at your T12, getting your ribcage forward as you are about curling your tail.
Well, people are going to go where it's easier. Because I've got clients that can't flex their hips,
Right.
but can really flex their lumbar.
Right.
I'm trying to get more hip flexion and less lumbar flexion.
Yeah.
But the same can be true with someone who's lordotic. They can flex here. So we're looking for that uniform bend.
Yeah. And the hardest part,
it's hard because it's so shallow.
It's hard, and the hardest part I think to teach and to feel is the energetics of it, because I love that you said that. So a lot of times, stand back a little bit. Don't be so close. Stand back a little bit and see if people feel like they're flat. Mm-hmm. Do you know? Or if they're just like sitting on the box.
Exactly.
Flattened on the box, not really doing anything and just holding the springs. You kind of want to feel like you're doing...
Like you're hovering almost.
Right? Like there's this, throughout the spine.
We're looking for that flexion again. This is a hard place to do it. And that's why you want to do 3, kind of get it over with. And make sure you've done a lot of the other flexion exercises prior to this Rolling Like a Ball belly series where there isn't a force below you.
Yeah.
So it just requires a lot more abdominals and maybe some neck flexors. But it is challenging. It's one of the more challenging intermediates.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so for sure.
That's great.
All right. Enjoy.